Good morning, everyone. How are you all, children?
Ma'am, we are fine.
Very good, very nice.
We are fine.
Everybody ready with your books and copies?
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice. So let everybody join in. Let's wait for 1 more minute and then we are going to begin the class.
Okay, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, beta. Till then, I'll just mark your attendance. 1 more minute and then we are going to begin our class. Everybody put your videos on. You are supposed to attend the class with your videos on, children. Is there any other teacher who allows you to keep your videos off? Huh?
No, ma'am.
Then why here? Everybody put your videos on. Okay, all of you open up your books to page number 83. Did we start the chapter Major Rivers of India? Have we started the chapter?
No, ma'am.
No. So today we are going to do this chapter, Major Rivers of India. We have completed the question answers of the previous chapter.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice. Now, those children who want to be removed out from the class can keep their videos off. Rest who want to be added in the class, keep your videos on. Athar, Lakshay, Srishti, your videos are still off. Now, who is going to read the chapter? I will remove the students whose videos are off in next 5 minutes. You will not stay in the class.
Ma'am, can I read?
Ma'am, can I read?
Read.
Ma'am, can I
Harsh is going to start the reading today.
read?
Page number, everybody open up your books to page number 83.
Ma'am, can I start?
Yes, start beta.
India
Page
is a
number
land with
83, chapter number
India,
13.
chapter number
Rivers
13.
of
Major
India.
rivers of India. India is a land with many rivers. Some rise in the northern Himalayas. Others have their sources in the ranges in central or southern India. Most of these rivers have dams built across them to produce hydroelectric power for irrigation and also to provide water during the dry seasons. There are two kinds of rivers. The flow through river the land. The first kind has water throughout the year like the Ganga, the Yamuna and the Kaveri.
Okay,
These
that's
are
all. That's all, Harsh. That's all. Advika Gupta, you will
Ma'am,
read.
now I can. Yes, ma'am.
Advika Gupta, you will read from the beginning. Beta, everybody's turn will come. Don't worry.
India is a land with many rivers. Some rise in the northern Himalayas, others have their sources in the ranges in central or southern India. Most
Okay,
of these
stop.
rivers.
Stop. Now see children, what do we read here? We read that India is a land of many rivers. That means there are many rivers in India, where some rivers rise in the north. That means they originate in the northern India, while some have their ranges in the central and the southern India. Not all the rivers are from the northern India. Some take birth in the central and some take birth in the southern India. Okay. Then next, most of these rivers have dams built across them. Most of the rivers have got dams on them. You know what are dams?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So why are these dams built on rivers? These dams have a purpose. That is why they have been built on these rivers. Firstly, they provide hydroelectricity. What is the purpose of the dams? They provide hydroelectric power. They produce hydroelectric power. Second, why is this hydroelectric power used? It is used for irrigation. And also, it provides water during the dry seasons. When in the summers, these rivers become dry. So, they provide water during these dry seasons. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then Advika, start.
Yes, ma'am.
Advika, complete this paragraph.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I can hear. Please, I can tell.
Complete this paragraph. Read this paragraph. The first paragraph. Yes, the first paragraph.
Most of these rivers have dams built across them to produce hydroelectric power for irrigation and also to provide water during the dry season.
Yes, very good. Now next, who is going to read? Atharv Mahindru. Next paragraph.
There are two kinds of rivers that flow through the land. The first kind has water throughout the year, like the Ganga, the Yamuna, and the Kaveri. These are called perennial rivers.
Okay, stop. Now children, there are two kinds of rivers. One kind of rivers are those which have water throughout the year. And the other kind is the one which does not have water throughout the year. They get water in the rains. So the ones that have water throughout the year, name those rivers that have water throughout the year.
The Ganga, the Yamuna, and the Kaveri. The Ganga, the Yamuna, and the Kaveri.
These three rivers have got water throughout the year.
Yamuna, Ganga, and the Kaveri.
And what are these rivers called that have water throughout the year? What is the name of these rivers? Perennial rivers. Yes. Okay, Shreyansh Patel, open up your book to page number 83, chapter number 13. We are reading this chapter. All right. So these are called perennial rivers. Yes, Atharv, you can continue.
The rivers that get water only during the monsoon or rainy season are called non-perennial or cereal rivers.
Okay, stop. Seasonal rivers. Okay, stop. The rivers that get water only during the monsoons or the rainy season are called non-perennial rivers. These rivers get water only when there are rains. Otherwise, when there is no rain, these rivers dry up. They do not have water. And such rivers are called non-perennial rivers. Clear? Okay. Or non-perennial rivers or also seasonal rivers, because water fills in them only in the season of rains, only in the monsoon. Then next who is going to read? Avika Agarwal. Avika Agarwal is going to read. Lakshay, please put your phone on mute.
Second one paragraph.
After non-perennial or seasonal rivers.
The seasonal rivers are rain-fed and have very little water during the summer. Area of land around it with the streams running in it. Look at the map of India given on the next page showing the major rivers.
The seasonal rivers are rain-fed and have very little water during the summer and winter months. Now, these seasonal rivers have got very less water during the summer and winter months. Which are those rivers? Name two non-perennial rivers.
Tapi and Narmada.
Tapi and Narmada. They get water
Tapi and
only
Narmada.
in monsoon. Each river has a basin, which is an area of land around it with streams running in it. Now, each river has got a basin around it. Okay? Look at the map of India given on the next page. It has all the major rivers of India. Now, let's see, starting from the north, let's see all the major rivers of our country. Starting from the north, children, please mark these all important rivers. The rivers that I will name, you have to mark with a pencil or a color pencil. Indus, the first in the north. Can you see in the state Jammu and Kashmir? Can you see Indus River?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Mark it. Mark it with a pencil. Make a round. Make a circle around it. Lakshay, I can't hear you.
Ma'am, I have marked off all the rivers.
Very nice. Then we have, when we come down on the right hand side below Nepal, we have the river Ganga and the Yamuna and Ghagra. These three rivers, Ghagra, Ganga and Yamuna. Can you see these rivers? Could you find them?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Then after that, we have Son River. Even on, like if we move even more rightwards. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Very nice. Now, after this, we have Brahmaputra on the easternmost side.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody could find out?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice. In which state is Brahmaputra river? Where is it going? Yes, it has entered
Ma'am,
Assam.
Assam.
Very good. Then we have, now come near Gujarat. Come to the western side. We have Mahi, Narmada, Tapi. Can you see these three rivers?
Yes, ma'am.
Mahi,
Yes, ma'am. We
Narmada,
can
Tapi.
see these.
Then below Tapi,
ma'am.
we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
Godavari. We have Godavari. And then below that, if we move even more southwards, we have Krishna, river Krishna.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Then let's move right hand side towards the right hand side near this state Odisha. Near the state, Lakshay, put yourself on mute. Now we have near Odisha, sorry, in the state Odisha, we have this river Mahanadi. Can you see on the right hand side near the Bay of Bengal?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, and then that's all. So we have these main rivers. These are the major rivers. Rest we have small rivers that go side by side, that join the main river or get they split from the main rivers. But these are the main rivers that I have got you marked. Then let's move on to page number 85 now. Who is going to read now? Krishaf? No, we have today Shaurya. Yes, Shaurya will read. I have never given a turn to Shaurya.
Perennial rivers. There are many rivers that flow through the Indo-Gangetic plains, forming a network of rivers. The Ganga rises in the Gangotri Glacier and the Yamuna rises in the Yamunotri Glacier in the Himalayas. Both rivers flow eastwards through several states. The rivers Ganga, Yamuna, and another river called the Saravati all meet and at Allahabad.
Okay,
This-
stop, beta, stop. Now there are many rivers that flow through the Indo-Gangetic plains. Now what are the Indo-Gangetic plains? These are the northern plains. We studied in the previous chapter. These
Yes,
are
ma'am.
the
Yes.
northern plains. There are many rivers. Now see, these rivers that rise, they form a network of rivers. What is the meaning of they form a network of rivers? They join each other and they branch out from each other. This is called the network. All are interlinked to one another in some way or the other. Okay? Then the Ganga rises in the Gangotri Glacier and the Yamuna rises in the Yamunotri Glacier. Now you can get this question in fill in the blanks. Ganga rises in the dash and Yamuna rises in the dash. So the answer is very simple. And these glaciers, where do we have these glaciers? We have these glaciers in the Himalayas. Is it correct? Easy?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Then
Yes,
Both-
ma'am.
both rivers flow eastwards towards through several states. Now these rivers come from the north, and then when they come from the north, they start getting to go towards the eastern side. Okay, both Ganga and Jamuna rise in the Himalayas, and when they come down, they start moving towards the left hand side. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. We have this place. Okay, the rivers Ganga, Yamuna, and another river called the Saraswati all meet at Allahabad. Now these three rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati, they all meet at, otherwise they all are coming from different directions, but three of them meet together at one point, where that is in Allahabad. This place where these three rivers meet, a place where three rivers meet, is called Triveni Sangam. Now I can give you a question in your exams. What is Triveni Sangam? A place where 3 rivers meet is called Triveni Sangam. What is Triveni Sangam? All of you speak together. The place where
The place where
three rivers meet. No, Krishav, what are you speaking? What are you speaking, Krishav? I am asking, what is Triveni Sangam? The place where 3 rivers meet at a point is called Triveni Sangam. Beta, try to understand the question first. What is the question demanding? Question is demanding from you to tell what is Triveni Sangam. Triveni Sangam क्या होता है? त्रिवेणी संगम एक जगह होती है जहां 3 रिवर्स आके मिलती हैं. ठीक है? Now, if my question is, name the rivers that meet at Triveni Sangam, then you will take the name of these rivers. Which are the rivers that meet at Triveni Sangam?
Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. Saraswati.
Very nice. Now, what is Triveni Sangam?
A place where 3 rivers meet at one point.
Very nice.
The 3 rivers meet at
One point. The place where 3 rivers meet at one point is called Triveni Sangam. Very good. Then, many rivers like Gomti, Ghagra, Gandak, Son join the Ganga on its journey. Now, there are various small rivers that join this big river. Which are the rivers that join River Ganga? Tell me, which are the rivers? Ghagra, Gandak,
and Son.
They join River Ganga on its journey. The Betwa and Gandak rivers join the Yamuna river. Now, which two small rivers join Yamuna? Betwa and Gandak. Okay. Now, children, on the right hand side, see what is written in the Factpedia. I am reading it out. The place where 2 rivers meet is called a confluence. Now, you can get a question is in your exams. What is the difference between a confluence and Triveni Sangam? Apurva Gangwar, can you tell me the difference between a confluence and Triveni Sangam?
A place where 3 rivers meet at a point is called Triveni Sangam.
Very good.
And a place where 2 rivers meet is called confluence.
Now, everybody unmute yourself and clap for Apurva. Let's clap for Apurva. This is how you are supposed to answer a question. What is the difference between Triveni Sangam and confluence? This is the answer. Place where 3 rivers meet is Triveni Sangam. Place where 2 rivers meet is a confluence. A smaller river that joins a big river is called its tributary. Now, like we studied, Son, Gandak and Ghagra join river Ganga. So these Son, Gandak and Ghagra are the tributaries of river Ganga. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
I'll read again this line. A smaller river, एक छोटी river जो बड़ी river को join करती है, उसे हम क्या कहते हैं? Tributary. Clear? Then,
Yes, ma'am.
Then what is a distributary? A distributary is a branch of a river that flows out from main river. ठीक है? अगर कोई छोटी river एक बड़ी river को join कर रही है तो वो क्या है? Tributary है. और अगर बड़ी river में से कोई branch out होके एक stream निकल रही है तो वो क्या है? वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरी है. तो we have got many distributaries of river Ganga, river Yamuna, river Mahanadi. Okay. और छोटी रिवर्स जो बड़ी रिवर को ज्वाइन करती हैं वो क्या है? ट्रिब्यूटरीज है. इज इट क्लियर?
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice. Now next after it, the mighty Ganga, also called the Ganges, flows.
Yes, ma'am. It is clear.
Very good. The mighty Ganga, also called the Ganges, flows eastwards entering Bengal. Now this river Ganga that was coming down from Himalayas, it goes eastwards in our country only. It goes eastwards, and then what it does? It enters some other country. Okay? It goes in Bengal. Where does it go?
Bengal.
Entering Bengal. Some rivers before entering a sea branch out into smaller rivers forming a delta. Now see, some rivers fall into the sea directly. Noel, put yourself on mute. Some rivers flow into the main sea in one stream, while some rivers branch out themselves. Some rivers branch out into smaller rivers forming a delta. They form a delta. The Hooghly River is a branch of river Ganga. Now see, when a river branches out itself, it is called a distributary. And when the river Ganga has branched out, we have named it the Hooghly River. Okay? The Hooghly River is a branch of the Ganga as it enters the Bay of Bengal. Now, when these rivers start from Himalayas, they flow eastwards and they finally enter Bengal. And after entering Bengal, they fall into the Bay of Bengal. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
The rest of the mighty river flows into the Bay of Bengal from Bangladesh. From Bangladesh, the Ganga Delta is the largest delta in the world. Which is the largest delta in the world?
The Ganga Delta. The Ganga Delta.
Very nice. And where does the river Ganga enter the Bay of Bengal from? River Ganga Bay of Bengal में कहाँ से enter करती है? It enters from India or it enters from Bangladesh?
Bangladesh. From Bangladesh.
Very nice. So see, starting from Himalayas, it comes eastwards, then it enters Bengal, Bangladesh, and then finally goes to the Bay of Bengal. And what is the name of the distributary of river Ganga? Yes. No, beta, those are tributaries. They join river Ganga. Which river branches out from Ganga? What is the name of that river?
The Hooghly River.
Yes. The Hooghly River comes out of Ganga River, and the Son, Gandak and Ghagra were the tributaries which join Ganga. Is that clear? Now the concept is clear till here, children, or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Yes. Rivers Chenab,
Yes, ma'am.
Satluj, Ravi, and Jhelum flow through Jammu and Kashmir and join the river Indus that flows through the Himalayas. As we move down to central India, we see the two rivers, Tapi and Narmada, that rise in the Satpura and Vindhya range. Now, Tapi and Narmada rise in which range? Which hill range do they rise from? Satpura and Vindhya range.
Satpura and Vindhya.
Very nice. And they rise in the central India. Okay, they do not rise in the northern India, they rise in the central range.
Central India.
Very nice. The Sabarmati river that rises in the Aravali hills. The Sabarmati river that rises in the Aravali hills flows through Gujarat westwards and enter the Arabian Sea. Now, which river? The Sabarmati river arises in the Aravali hills. And where does it enter? It enters the Arabian Sea. Okay, the rivers that are on the western side, they enter the Arabian Sea, while all other rivers, they enter into the Bay of Bengal. These rivers flow into the Arabian Sea in one stream called an estuary. Now these rivers, when they fall into the Arabian Sea, they do not branch out. They just fall in one stream. Okay? These rivers do not form any deltas. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When a river falls in one stream into the sea, it is called an estuary. Estuary.
Estuary.
They do not slow down to give branches. They do not slow down to give branches because they are coming in a great speed. The flow is very heavy. They do not branch out. Okay? And they directly fall in the Arabian Sea. Look at the map and you will see the Mahanadi flowing through the states of Madhya Pradesh and Odisha into the Bay of Bengal. One of you please read these lines.
Ma'am, which lines? Ma'am.
Next lines, beta, the next lines. From here, read the last paragraph. Look at the map.
Ma'am, can I read the
Yes.
next paragraph?
Yes, you can read.
Look at the map and you will see the Mahanadi flowing through the states of Madhya Pradesh and Odisha into the Bay of Bengal. The Krishna, Godavari, Pennar and Kaveri also flow through the plateau region into the Bay of Bengal. The river Brahmaputra rises in the Himalayas, flows through Assam and then into Bangladesh, where it is known as Padma.
Stop.
And finally,
Okay, beta, stop. Now see children.
Okay.
First of all, if you look at the map, we see the river Mahanadi is flowing from Madhya Pradesh to Odisha. And then it enters the Bay of Bengal. Correct? Then after this, the Krishna, Godavari, Pennar and Kaveri also flow through the plateau region into the Bay of Bengal. These rivers also enter the Bay of Bengal. The the river Brahmaputra rises in the Himalayas. Now we have Ganga and Yamuna, and then river Brahmaputra also rises in the Himalayas, flows through Assam and then into Bangladesh. From which state does it enter the Bay of Bengal?
Assam.
Assam. From Assam, it goes into Bangladesh and then finally entering the Bay of Bengal. And now, when it enters Bangladesh, by what name is it known there?
Padma.
Then we have all the major rivers flow into the Bay of Bengal except the Narmada, Tapi, Mahi and Sabarmati. So all the major rivers, where do they flow? They flow into the Bay of Bengal. Then we have all the major rivers flow into the Bay of Bengal. One of you read out.
Ma'am, can I read?
Noel, beta, unmute yourself.
Okay, ma'am.
Read. Who is going to read? Noel, are you going to read?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, do I have to speak from all the major rivers?
Yes, all the major rivers.
All the major rivers flow into the Bay of Bengal except the Narmada, Tapi, Mahi and Sabarmati that empty into the Arabian. This is because the Indian landmass slopes eastwards. Rivers and their tributaries is a main channel of drainage and water supply in India. We must keep them clean.
Okay. So all the rivers that we study, they enter the Bay of Bengal. They go eastwards. Why? Because the Indian landmass slopes eastwards. The slope is made such that all of them go eastwards. But there are only 4 rivers in India that enter the Arabian Sea. Which are those 4 rivers? Tapi, Narmada, Sabarmati, and Mahi. These 4 rivers, because they rise in the central India, they go in the Arabian Sea. Rest all of them move eastwards towards the Bay of Bengal. And what do we use this river water for? Rivers and their tributaries are the main channel of drainage and water supply in India. What is the main source of drainage and water supply? The rivers and their tributaries. The rivers and their tributaries are the main source of water supply and drainage in India. That is why we must keep them clean. That is why it is said that not to pollute the rivers of India. Because we use that water to drink, we use that water to make food, we use that water to wash oneself. Okay, so we must keep the rivers and all clean. Is everything clear in the chapter, children?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Have you understood it properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good, very nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, let's come on to the nutshell. The next page, page number 87. Okay, before coming on to page number 87, let's come on to page number 86. This is such a beautiful drawing given, which is explaining, starting from the beginning. Let's see. From the top, we have these glaciers. We have these glaciers. These are the source of rivers. The rivers originate from here. Clear? Then we have coming down. See, we have 2 rivers meeting at a point. That point is shown as confluence. That point is confluence. Then we see